Hi, this is Dr. Ben Lowe of drbenlowe.com/blog, and today I just want to share with you some key resources that could really make a difference in the path of aging that you're on. No matter what our health is, we're all on a certain path of decline, actually, over time. And that will vary for different ones of us depending on our lifestyle and our genes and our nutrition. But we're all going to experience that to some extent. But now, science and nature actually provide us ways of really supporting and ultimately changing that path of aging so it can be the best or optimal for whoever we are. Whatever our own path is going to be, we can improve it. And one of the ways we can do that, many of you are familiar with, and many of you watching this are already on this, is something called Vitality, which is the first internal supplement that actually addresses aging at the genetic level, and is talked about in the book you may have seen my review on, called The Aging Myth, that was just released last week by Dr. Joe Cheng. Is available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. But what Vitality does is it actually uses three very special natural ingredients, a special blend, that restores or rebalances and retunes the expression of the genes related to the energy centers in our cells called mitochondria. So basically restores cellular energy, which is required for basically every process of life that our cells do. Okay, so it's very key, and where most people experience it first is because mitochondria are so prevalent in our brain, heart, and muscle. They experience that in the mental alertness, focus, sleeping better, more energy and vitality during the day, and so on. But over time, those of us in the kind of health practitioner fields, we're seeing that as the cellular energy is restored, a lot of other processes in the body start to work better as well. And we give your body the support to really do the best it can do to stay healthy. So what's the next step? Well, the next step I want to talk to you about today is to actually put healthy nutrients back into your cells and replenish those, kind of like a nutritional bank account. And many people may say, well, why, as I get older, why do things not work as well, or not bounce it back as quickly as I did when I was young? And why is it suddenly, important now to think about nutrition? Well, it always was important, but it's kind of like when you were young. It's like you had a bank account with extra reserves in it. In all the years you've been spending that money without putting much money back in, and we all know what happens when you do that eventually the checks start to bounce. And that's what happens with our bodies. And what's most interesting is I started to see, after my medical training and caring for patients, and then partnering with this company whose products I'm going to share with you right now, to really give high quality, measurable nutritional and micronutrient supplementation, I started to see people basically reverse their path of aging and get off medications that normally we don't see people get off of. Things like diabetes medications, medications for blood pressure, high cholesterol, arthritis, asthma. Again, things that as a physician, normally people are on their whole life once they get on them, and usually even increasing amounts as time goes on. So how can you change your path of aging? Well, there are many supplements out there. Okay, and of course we're going to predicate this on the more pure water, healthy eating, healthy living, eating more color, fresh fruits and vegetables, all are going to be a component and make a difference for you. But if you want to maximize that, and no matter how healthy you are, give the best of what science and nature have to offer now to actually further enhance and restore those micronutrients, you can do that now. And the question is, where would you turn? Well, how about turning to a company that actually has, for the first time, given a way for you to measure the results in your own body? And I'm talking about this, the BioPhotonic scanner. It was just featured on the Dr. Oz show last month in May of 2011, where he had the entire audience scanned, and it actually gives an index of your antioxidant status. And what's interesting is the majority of the audience all ended up wearing orange and red shirts, which represented the levels that they scanned at, which he was quite surprised and concerned about because it was below optimal. Now, Dr. Oz himself scored way over on the other side of the range at a level called 75,000, which is way above everyone else who were down, most of them below 30,000 and many of them below 19,000, okay, for comparison. And he called this device the ultimate nutritional lie detector test. So what I want to share with you today is, in addition to whatever you can do to eat more healthily, is what could you do to supplement, to optimize that? How about getting supplements that were developed by the same company that developed and patented this ability to measure? okay? Because obviously they wouldn't release something if you could measure it if it didn't work. And so here you go, you have something called LifePak Nano, which is very conveniently packaged where you can take it easily, pack it twice a day in different capsules, so it's easy to break down. You'll even see these break down in water and get absorbed. And you have a whole family of natural vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, phytonutrients, and omega-3s, okay? Just like are in this separate bottle called Marine Omega, as the omega-3s. And you can take this twice a day to really increase your micronutrient support. Additionally, some micronutrients, including beta-carotene and certain antioxidants and coenzyme Q10, are hard to absorb. So why this is called nano is because those harder to absorb molecules are actually robed, if you will, by a special chaperone or escort that escorts them across the intestinal wall so they're better absorbed. And this isn't just theory, because we can document that. And so many people now have been scanned worldwide to show that their scan score actually increases when they go on LifePak Nano significantly. And so much so that the company actually guarantees that if you go on this for 2 months, and you get scanned before and scanned after, and your scan doesn't go up, you actually get your money back. Now, I have a gentleman who's in his 70s, takes care of himself, and wants to stay healthy and active for as long as he's here. And he's been investing in a nice supplement recommended by a doctor in a doctor's newsletter, and taking that for a while. But he scored in that, that low range, that 24,000 range, like many of Dr. Oz's audience when we first scanned him. Then he got on LifePak Nano and this other product called G3 Juice, and after about 5 to 6 weeks, he got rescanned. It's still going to continue to go up from here because it's only been 5 or 6 weeks, and this is a gradual process, but he's already increased it by almost 50%. He's at 34,000 now, which is very significant for him, and we'll see that continue to improve over time. So what is this? This is actually something called G3 Juice. It's a combination of 4 superfruits from Asia that are very rich in antioxidants and have also been documented to consistently raise your antioxidant score. And again, there's so many things on the market. The key is, how do you know what to take? And the interesting thing is this company has provided a way to actually document and measure in your own body. Plus, we've measured in so many people now that even before you're able to get measured yourself, we know that this consistently raises antioxidant scores. And you might think, well, wouldn't any antioxidant do it? Well, the question is, some, as I mentioned, are harder to absorb, and some companies, who knows what the quality of their product is that they're putting out there. And the fact is, after scanning many people, just like that gentleman who was investing a significant amount of money in other nutrients, often we see the scans aren't that good until they get on a quality product like this. So this is the ultimate nutritional lie detector test. You can look this up online. It's called the BioPhotonic scanner from Pharmanex. And then these are a couple products made by Pharmanex, a division of New Skin Enterprises, that can really make a difference. And then you really have a powerful 1-2 punch. You have vitality to restore the cellular energy, which really helps your cells function and maintain their vitality and do the work they need to do on an ongoing basis. And then you can restore the micronutrients and antioxidants, so now that your cells have the energy, they have raw materials to work with to continue to stay healthy. How many of you know that you want to be, bicycling like this 7-year-old gentleman I mentioned, well into your 70s, or want to be able to drive and read well into your 70s and beyond, and want to really be able to enjoy life for as long as you're here? I met another woman recently whose mom just passed away and spent the last few years in a wheelchair and very compromised at the end of her life. And she's looking at her mom and already starting to see some symptoms in herself and realize she wants to change her own path. She doesn't want to end up feeling that kind of limitation towards the end of her life. And how many of you know somebody who you look ahead, maybe it's your own parents or family members, and realize they're experiencing some limitation now that if you could, you'd like to avoid, if you could make choices now to set yourself on a different path. And by the way, if you're young and healthy and think, I don't need to worry about that for years, all of this works better. If you think about the path, the earlier you start yourself on a different path, over time, it doesn't seem that different, but initially, but over time, the difference becomes greater and greater. So the younger you start bathing your cells in these healthy nutrients, the bigger benefit you're going to see over the years to come. Last thing that I'll talk about today is something called Marine Omega. Many of you have heard of omega-3s and how good they are for our brain and heart and cardiovascular system. They're actually very essential for so many different systems in our body, all the way from the baby in the womb, all the way up till the end of our life. And this company has developed a very special formulation from both fish oil and krill that's especially absorbable and utilized by the body. It's actually included in these packets of Life Pack now, okay? And you can also get it separately because it is so beneficial for the brain and heart, and has a huge anti-inflammatory benefit, and again can have many natural ways of supporting the health of your brain, heart, cells, and body. That it's a great component to include in a solid nutritional regimen. And then now that I've talked about these systems, how do you do this? Well, let's talk about just for a moment investing in your health, okay? How much do you think you're spending on, let's say, car insurance or car payments or your health insurance monthly? And think about it for a moment. That money, probably hundreds of dollars or more, is going out every month, but it doesn't really do anything for you. It doesn't make your car better. It doesn't make you better or your own health better. It's just kind of insurance in case something goes wrong. Then you can try to fix your car or try to, you'll be able to go see a doctor or get some treatment after you've already got a problem. But what if you could take some of that money or a similar amount of money and actually invest it in a way to bathe your cells every day in a way that restores their healthy, youthful balance and vitality and function, so that in many cases, let's say this path of decline, on this path you have different diseases cropping up and different need for medications cropping up. What if you could keep yourself on this path where your cells stay healthy and youthful and functioning? Okay, would that be a worthwhile investment for you? Because that's what we're talking about. Similar to maybe what you're spending on health insurance or car payment, or maybe a lot less, you could invest in some key nutrients for your health and actually make yourself healthier on a daily basis to the point where you can enjoy a full quality of life while you're here. How do you get this? Well, if someone referred to you this video, I encourage you to get back with them and ask them how you can get on a plan and products and regimen that's appropriate for you. And if you found this on your own and would like to contact me, you can contact me through my blog at www.drbenlo.com/blog, or you can call me direct at 888-909-6601. And I wish you a wonderful and prosperous life, and look forward to talking with you again soon. Bye for now.